Good evening and welcome to the 9 p.m. news telecast of the prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. I'm Charita Minapurachi.
And I'm Sutamija Ratna. Now let's take a look at today's headlines.
$8,350 belonging to 2,050 families affected due to the disasters including floods. 3 deaths also reported. Relief service officials active in all districts. The danger of dengue also lingers with heavy rains. A special program to fill nearly 30,000 teacher vacancies. 5,000 million rupees for Suez area. Suva Aruna provides relief to children with cancer and their parents. 21 persons taken into custody related to clashes at Ruhuna University remanded until the 28th. A female Prime Minister for Japan for the first time.
Moving on to those stories and more in detail, according to the Disaster Management Service Centre, nearly 8,350 persons from 2,052 families are affected due to heavy rains prevailing in a number of districts.
And 3 deaths have also been reported so far, and also the disaster relief service officials are being engaged in all affected districts to provide relief to the families which are so affected. Deputy Director of the Disaster Relief Service Centre Pradeep Varnakulasuriya observed that cooked food will be provided to the victims facing disasters. In addition, dry rations will also be distributed among them. A compensation of 1 million will be provided in case of a person undergoes lifetime disabilities or in case of a death. Compensation will also be paid to the victims where houses were damaged. The Meteorology Department says intermittent rains or thunder showers might occur further at Western Sabragamua, Central, Northwestern and Southern provinces, and rains of more than 100 millimeters may occur at certain places. The weather communique further states that strong winds may occur intermittently in the western slopes of the Central Hills, Western, Northern, North Central, Northwestern, Southern provinces and in the Trincomalee district. The Met Department cautions the public to take necessary steps to minimize dangers from lightning. Considerable amount of rain has also been received by now at certain areas of the Baha Oya Basin, according to the Disaster Management Centre, taking into consideration the water level analysis of the concerned river water level meters, a flood situation of the concerned river water level meters and considerable intensity may occur at Alava, Divlapitiya, Mirigama, Pannala, Vennappur, Nigambu, Katana and Dankoto Divisional Secretariat divisions, which come under the low-lying areas of the Baha Oya Valley during the next 36 hours. The residents of these areas have been requested to be on alert, while motorists driving through the area have also been cautioned. Heavy damage has been caused to the cooperative building of the estate when a banyan tree was uprooted and fell on it due to the strong winds which swept across the campaign site at Bhagavan Talava. A large number of items of the core at the estate were stored inside the building, and according to our correspondents, with the damages caused to the building, those items have also been damaged. A large area of the Kandy Asgiria Doramalvila lane caved in due to the heavy rains. The office of the Credit Cooperative Society has also been damaged, and our correspondent says that the flow of traffic towards Askiria close to the Damvala lane has been totally obstructed. A thick fog condition can be observed these days around Hatton Nuvarelia and Hatton Colombo main roads and in several sub-roads. Police informed the motorists to be vigilant and to use headlights when driving on these roads. The National Building and Research Organisation says that there exists a danger of boulder fall at the 30th kilometre post at the Passara to Bibila Lunugala Road up to Monaragala. A lane at this location has been kept closed by now. The particular location had been experiencing landslides of serious nature earlier, also caused damages. The National Building Research Organisation informs the public to be on alert while engaging in transportation in this area, as further landslides are possible. State 2 landslide warnings have been issued to Baddegama, Alpitia and Nagoda in Galle district, Walallaviti in Kaludara district, Ududumbara and Yatidura in Kandy district, Aranayaka, Yatiyantota, Kegol, Mavanella, Rabukkana and Dehiyovita in Kegol district, and Ahaliyagoda, Kalavana, Ratnapura divisional secretariat divisions. The National Building and Research Organisation requests them to be on alert since they have to move to safer places in case of rains occur, as those areas have received rains of more than 100 mm intensity during the last 24 hours. Senior scientist of the National Building and Research Organisation Organization, Dr. Vasantha Senadira said that soil water has been saturated enough due to prevailing heavy rains weather during the past few days. Since dangerous situations might occur even during light showers in the coming days, people should remain vigilant to move into safer places if necessary. People are also requested to provide information in case they detect any locations with the possibility of an impending danger to the Grama Niladhari and Divisional Secretariat Division officers. They have also been advised to follow the instructions given by them. 8 sluice gates of the Rajangane Reservoir have also been opened due to the prevailing heavy rains, while 2 sluice gates of the Angapur Reservoir have also been opened. The water level will be released into Kalawaya. Heavy rains have been experienced at the Bellavai and Alikotara catchment areas. The water level of the Alikotara Reservoir has risen due to the raises of the 3 sluice gates of the reservoir have also been opened up to 3 feet, while the water level will be released into Kirindioya. District Disaster Management Unit informs the people on both sides of the Oya to remain vigilant. 6 sluice gates of the Thabbo Reservoir in Puttalam have also been opened and the water will be released into Oya. Regional Engineer of Puttalam J. Prasanjit informs the public living around the area to remain cautious about the water condition.
As per the rain prevailing since a few days' time, there are several districts have been affected with the heavy rain and flash flood situations and the strong wind blown over some areas as well. And for the moment, the totally 8,346 people been affected. In more than 2,000 families been recorded and three deaths been recorded so far. And 335 houses been partially damaged. And all the evacuation centers were the one evacuation center was there at the Kurnagal area, but it was taken off. And actually now there is no any evacuation centers, but the relief services has still been continued if any requirement at in the country. And also the spill gates open in many reservoirs and landslides warning already been given by the NBRO.
The National Dengue Control Unit says that 40,633 dengue patients have been identified so far this year. Majority of cases have been reported from Western Province and Ratnapura district, and community medical specialist Dr. Prashila Samaravira says that 22 deaths were also being reported during this period.
Community medical specialist Dr. Prashila Samaravira said that 40,633 dengue patients had been reported across the country. She noted that the majority of cases were from Western Province, particularly from Colombo, Gampaha, Kalutara, Kandigol, Mathura, Jaffna, Batticaloa, Kurunegala, Ratnapura and Kegol districts. The official said that these districts have been identified as high-risk areas for dengue. Dr. Samaravira explained that the frequent and intermittent rainfall had increased the mosquito density, which contributed to the spread of the disease. She further reported that 22 deaths have been recorded so far, most of them from high-risk districts. Dr. Samaravira urged the public to keep their surroundings clean and eliminate possible mosquito breeding sites, emphasizing that by doing so, the spread of dengue could be effectively controlled. And meanwhile, the amendments come under control. The National Medicinal Regulatory Authority passed in Parliament today without a vote. Presenting the proposal, Minister Dr. Nalinda Jathisa said that 5 billion rupees will be allocated for the upcoming budget to modernize the Swiss area ambulance service. Leader of the opposition Sajith Premadasa questioned the Minister of Health and Media regarding the reasons behind remaining Swiss area ambulance service at the Sri Lanka Emergency Medical Service and whether measures had been taken to change the colour of the ambulances. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jathisa, responding to the query, clarified neither the name Swiss Area Foundation nor the existing colour of the ambulances had been removed and no decision had been made to change the colour scheme. He emphasised that the focus should be on modernising the emergency medical services to meet global standards and incorporate the latest technology. The minister further stated that 5,000 million rupees had already been allocated throughout the budget for this purpose. He added that discussions were ongoing with the Indian government to obtain an additional 100 ambulances, while 45 more would be provided under concessionary loan assistance and another 25 through a grant from the Asian Development Bank. He also said that a staff requirement of around 500 trained personnel would be fulfilled under this modernization initiative, which would be implemented as a part of the Health Ministry's operation.
උසස් තාක්ෂණයේ සහිත පූර්ව ලබා දීලා ඒ නවීකරණ කටයුතු කිරීමට මැදිහත් වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මේක දැන් සෞඛ්‍ය අමාත්‍යාංශය විසින් බාර අරගෙන අපේ සෞඛ්‍ය සේවාවේ කොටසක් බවට පත් කරමින් කටයුතු කරගෙන යනවා.
Parliamentarian Ajit P. Pereira remarked the government must ensure timely establishment of a transparent and corruption-free mechanism to maintain an adequate supply of essential medicines within the country. Parliamentarian Dr. Nihala Besing observed that the introduction of a proper pricing formula and related regulations would be a strong step towards providing a public with quality and affordable medicines in a safer manner. Parliamentarian Rohita Abegunawardena said that concerns regarding certain medicines had emerged globally and that Sri Lanka was no exception. He recalled that even a former senior official of the Health Ministry had once been imprisoned over such issues, stressing the need for utmost caution in handling these matters. Deputy Minister of Religious and Cultural Affairs Munir Bulafur stated that under an NPP that government steps will be taken to make the country's health sector one of the most reliable and trusted in the world, ensuring confidence among the public. Parliamentarian Dr. Najit Indika said that the government had taken steps in recent times to systematically address the shortage of medicines in the country through local production. He expressed confidence that shortfall experienced earlier would be resolved in the coming months under these new measures. Concluding the debate, Minister Dr. Nalinda Jantis extended his gratitude to both the government opposition members who supported the Gazette notification aimed at ensuring fair medicine prices. He pointed out that no previous minister had been able to issue such a Gazette successfully despite past attempts. The minister noted that resistance from certain groups had previously prevented the implementation of the price reduction Gazette, but under the current framework, the National Medicines Regulatory Authority was proceeding to register medicines at reasonable prices in a transparent manner.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that steps will be taken to fill nearly 36,000 teacher vacancies. She stated this in the Parliament today, adding that steps will also be taken to fill the concerned vacancies by forwarding them to the State Service Recruitment Committee. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that the number of vacancies in the national schools stood at 191,911, while in provincial schools the numbers were 4,030 in the Western Province, 2,513 in the Southern Province, 2,990 in Northwestern Province, 2,780 in Uva, 1,568 in North Central Province and 6,613 in the Eastern Province, bringing the total number of provincial vacancies to 36,278. She stated that across the island, vacancies existed for teachers in science, mathematics, technology, foreign languages and other subjects taught under the 13-year continuous education program in Sinhala, Tamil and English medium at advanced level. The Prime Minister further mentioned that according to the decision implemented from July 8, 2024, a group of graduate teachers who had been recruited to the Sri Lanka Teachers Service but had not yet assumed duties would be appointed within the next 2 months. She added that due to the ongoing court cases relates the recruitment issue and early examination that was scheduled to be held had been temporarily suspended, resulting in this delay of appointments and the inability to fill the existing vacancies. Therefore, the vacancies that had been expected to be filled under the relevant Gazette notification had to be revised, while applications had also been submitted to the Government Recruitment Review Committee, established under the direction of the Secretary to the Prime Minister to take necessary measures to complete the remaining recruitments. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that it is essential to motivate the students who complete O-level and A-level examinations to continue higher education. She pointed out that data shows boys have a higher dropout rate than girls, particularly after completing these exams.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya participated in the 75th annual convention of All Ceylon Young Men's Muslim Association conference held recently. The Yamma, founded by late Dr. A.M. Mayasid, a distinguished civil servant and a senator, was established on the belief that youth and community engagement can bring meaningful change. Over the years, this vision has been upheld. Incorporated by an Act of Parliament and recognized as a charitable organization, the Yamma has become a pillar of social welfare and community development. The event was attended by Deputy Speaker Rizvi Saleh and several others.
Challenges facing youth today, including unemployment and social exclusion, and the challenges of an era where online extremism, online threats are everywhere and really affecting our young people and our young people's access to information, require strong partnerships between government, civil society, and organizations like the YMMA. Evidence shows today that boys, young men, have a higher dropout rate from education than young women. Today, women and girls are doing far better in education and in professional sectors than boys and young men. It is therefore essential to encourage and support boys to continue their education through guidance, mentorship, and accessible learning pathways. We think it is particularly important that young men feel that they have a positive space for positive engagement and a positive role to play in society. It is important that both men and women grow together. Men and women develop their skills, education, and leadership in parallel. Communities become stronger, more resilient, and better equipped to address social and economic challenges. Gender-inclusive progress benefits families, society, and the nation as a whole. It is through these efforts that we can build a society grounded in equality, understanding, and shared opportunity, and where every young person feels that they have a part to play and that they are recognized and that they are appreciated.
The Information Communication Technology Agency says that people have full access to all state online services. The agency pointed out that the safety and the continuity of data did not face any risk when the services were disrupted in some instances. The agency further said that many actions were taken under the high standard of data protection and safety to return the system normalcy. No data damage has been reported during this period. In addition, the agency has given first priority to confirm the safety of data system rather than the first time taken to recover the system. The Information Communication Technology Agency expressed gratitude to all state entities and the general public for the cooperation extended and acting with understanding during the period of returning the system back to normal.
And meanwhile, Emeritus Professor Siri Hettige of the University of Colombo says the youth of this country can be saved from narcotic and other addictions by giving some space for their novel ideas, moving away from long-standing traditional and social structure. He added these efforts taken by the government to contain the narcotic supply network is a positive arrangement in prevailing youth from addiction. The banners of narcotics is a serious social disaster faced by the entire country at present. Since a long time, the drug peddlers and their middlemen are working hard to trap the youth and school children in the drug net. The present government is engaged in a mega program to wipe out the narcotics network from the country by raising awareness among the public in this regard. The necessity to receive information from the general public in this regard is also important. It is also extremely essential fact to rehabilitate the youth addicted to drugs due to the various factors. Emeritus Professor Siri Hettige of the University of Colombo said that small children and youth can be easily compelled to be any kind of negative activity and are also facing the danger of it. Education and mature people cannot be trapped easily in this respect, and it is the reason why they try to get hold of young children for this purpose. Later, due to extreme addiction, the youth might even face death in their adulthood. And one might have heard or known how helpless a family with a child suffering from cancer will become. The feature enlightens about a place where provide free accommodation and other services for such children and such families, which is the Suwasarana Child Relief and Child Care Center that Indira Cancer Trust in Maharagama. It has been identified that 7 out of 10 children suffering from cancer belonging to low-income earning families. Parents of those children are mostly unable to sustain the high expenditure on transportation, accommodation and medicine due to the economic difficulties. This is the first child care center in Sri Lanka created for such children, which is Suwasarana Child Relief and Care Center. The center is located close to the Suwasarana Center of the Indira Cancer Trust, Maharagama. Provisions of necessary medicine, accommodation, food and other requirements free of charge is a unique feature of the center. Voluntary employees and permanent staff are engaged in service during 24 hours at this center, and all staff facilities have been provided for patients and siblings of children suffering from cancer to stay with the child in the same period and same room of the center. 32 comfortable rooms and other rooms and facilities dedicated to critically ill children are also available. Chairperson of the Indira Cancer Trust, Lanka Jayasuriya, said that the staff is dedicated to assist patients during disease and to carry forward their lives. If one is wishing to continue and contribute positively to the society, then those persons can join the organization.
ඔබේ පවුලේ අයට අපේ සියලුම කණ්ඩායමම බැඳී සිටිනවා. ඒ වගේම ඔබ සමාජයට යම්කිසි දෙයක් කරන්න කැමති අයෙක් නම් ඒ සඳහා අපිත් සමග සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න. මේ ආයතනය තුලින් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ පිළිකාවක් සහිත ලෙඩෙකුට අවශ්‍ය සියලුම සේවාවන්. බෙහෙතක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, බ්ලඩ් ටෙස්ට් එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, අධ්‍යාපන ආධාර වෙන්න පුළුවන්, විග් හදන ස්ථානයක් පිළිකා දරුවන්ගේ සහන සත්කාර මධ්‍යස්ථානයක් මෙතන තියෙනවා. එවැනි සේවාවන් 24ක් මේ ආයතනය තුලින් කෙරෙනවා. ඔබට අන් අයෙකුට යම්කිසි දෙයක් කරන්න අවශ්‍ය
Information can be received by those who wish to obtain services from the centre by dialing number 0112363211 at Indira Cancer Trust. The centre can be described as a sacred place since it provides an opportunity to bring a smile to the faces of children with cancer while being for the lives and space also to spend freely without any cost for their families. We wish them all fast recovery and good health. Stay tuned with more local stories after this break.
என் அண்ணா தான் என்ன பள்ளிக்கூடத்துக்கு கூட்டிட்டு போனாரு. மழைக்கு கூட என்னோட அண்ணாவை நிறுத்த முடியல. ஏன் வெயிலால கூட அது சாத்தியமாகல. விட நீங்க தான் அண்ணா எனக்கு பெருமதியானவர்.
உங்கள் தேவைக்கான அதிகபட்ச உதவி. கமர்ஷியல் கிரெடிட் ரன்னய பொன்னான வாழ்க்கைக்காக.
ජීවිතේ ජය ගන්න හිතට සවි බල අරගන්න හරි මග හැම විට යන්න සතුටින් අරමුණු දිනන්න නිවැරදි දේ තෝරන්න රසකුණේ කරගන්න මේ හැම දේ දෙන අපි කැමතිම දේ ප්‍රීමා ස්ටෙලා අපි හැමෝම කැමති.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back with more local stories. And the 16th session of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development in Geneva, Switzerland, commenced yesterday.
Minister of Trade Vasantha Samarasinghe represents Sri Lanka in the session.
The conference, which will end on Thursday, is a UN Premier Forum on Trade and Development. It brings together leaders from 195 member states, including heads of states, trade and economic ministers, head of international organizations, Nobel literate economists, civil society groups, development banks, financial institutions and global trade organizations to discuss current global trade, finance, investment, technological trends and challenges. At the UN's highest decision-making body on trade and development, the conference will assess current issues by facing member states and formulate global policy directions for the next 4 years. Held under the theme Shaping the Future, the conference also included the G77 and China's ministerial meetings, and Minister Vasantha Samarasinghe participated in both the events. Following the meeting, the conference formal dialogue began with Minister Samarasinghe added the country faced many challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic, climate disruptions, debt crisis and rising global tensions, which have made it difficult to grow the economies and improve the lives of the people. The minister expressed confidence that despite difficulties, Sri Lanka remains hopeful to provide better future for Sri Lankan people with the help of development partners. The minister is also scheduled to participate in several bilateral meetings in Geneva. And meanwhile, 21 persons taken into custody regarding the clash at the Ruhuna University have been kept under remand custody when they were produced before the Mathura Chief Magistrates Chatura Disanayaka today. A clash craft between two students groups of faculty agriculture and 6 injured while admitted to the Kamarupitiya Base Hospital. The chaotic situation arose due to the exchange of hot arguments regarding a cricket match held recently at the faculty premises, and Kamarupitiya police took 21 students into custody in this regard.
People can view the ruins of Royal Palace of the King Parakrama Bahuda I located in the Parakrama South reservoirs. The palace, which is usually submerged in water, has come up again after 12 years due to the dry weather prevailed in the past. King Parakramabahu's first era in Polonnaruwa Kingdom runs between 1152 to 1183 AD. During that period, this royal palace had been constructed in 3 levels. When the reservoir is full up to the brim, the palace goes underwater up to the 2nd level. The water capacity of the Parakramasamudra has decreased up to 58,000 acre-feet at present, emerging the entire site of the palace, which is located close to the eastern side of the reservoir. Archaeologists say that the plaster layer of the palace wall is dated back to 850 years. It is significant that the plaster layer is conserved without getting decayed.
The Bauddha Loka Literary Festival, organized by the Bauddha Loka Foundation to recognize printed and audio literary works with Buddhist themes released between 2020 and 2024, was held at the BMICH premises this evening under the patronage of the 3 Mahanayaka Theras. Isuru Tharanga Vidanage of the National Television won the Best Evaluation Award for the first time of short films and video for audiovisual sector in social influence category. The awards were presented for many categories such as the Best Research, Novel, Translation, Short Stories and Children Literature. Isuru Tharanga Vidanage won the Best Award for the short documentary series aired in 2024 titled Vesak Siri Sampradaya. The Dr. Milan Sumatipala Memorial Excellence Award for conferred with senior veteran writer Dr. Gunadasa Amarasekara, Deputy Minister of Buddha Sastra Gamagethri Disanaikar, Chairman of the Bauddha Loka Foundation Jagat Sumatipala, President of the Literary Committee Professor Pranita Besundara, Chairman of the Library Services Board Ratna Sri Vijay Singha and many others were present at this ceremony.
Meanwhile, a photographic exhibition included with rare photographs of wild elephants lived and still existing in jungles of the country from the 1970s up to now commenced today. It has been organized at the Lotus Hall in Colombo National Museum until the 26th of this month.
The exhibition titled The Legend of the Wild is included with rare photographs taken by nearly 50 wildlife photographers. Photographs taken by senior wildlife photographer Ravindralal Anthony and photographs taken by young generation are also included in the exhibition. The exhibition is open for the public free of charge from 10 am to 5 pm during this period.
This is the first ever Sri Lankan exhibition of this type. It demonstrates over 70 giants of Sri Lankan wilderness. We have the explicit photograph taken by more than 40 photographers, which are running from 1970s up to now. So I cordially invite all the Sri Lankans come to the Sri Lanka National Museum and witness this giant and help us to conserve them in the future.
We'll be back with news overseas after a short break. In today's foreign news, the Japanese parliament noon today elected Senai Takaichi as the nation's new prime minister.
Takaichi is the leader of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party and makes history as Japan's first ever female head of government, and her election follows a parliamentary vote and a recent coalition agreement that secured her position. She officially succeeds Shoichiro Ishiba, who resigned earlier in the day.
Senai Takaichi, a veteran conservative politician and a loyalist of the late Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, takes office at a time of political uncertainty. The government is a minority coalition which will require her to navigate complex legislative negotiations to pass key bills. A top priority for this new Prime Minister will be addressing domestic economic challenges, including rising inflation and the cost of living. Takaichi is known to favor increased defense spending and has been a strong advocate for constitutional revision. Takaichi faces an intermediate diplomatic test with an upcoming visit by the US President Donald Trump and her debut at a major Asia-Pacific Economic Summit. In sports news, Sri Lanka women's cricket team recorded their first victory in the Women's World Cup one-day international cricket tournament.
They defeated the Bangladesh by 7 runs in the match played yesterday. The match was played in Mumbai, India. Batting first, Sri Lanka scored 202 runs all out in 48.4 overs. Hasina Pereira, top scorer with 85 runs, and also recorded the first half-century of her ODI career. Captain Chamari Athapaththu scored 46 runs and also passed the 4,000-run mark in her cricketing career. In reply, Bangladesh were 194 for 5 wickets at the end of the 49th over and needed 9 runs to win the match in the final over. Captain Nigra Sultana and Rebecca Khatoon was unbeaten when they were faced the final over from Chamari Athapaththu. Rebecca Khatoon was out for LBW with the first ball of the final over, and Bangladesh captain Nigra Sultana was out for 47 runs and the third ball of the final over, while Chamari Athapaththu was able to trap Maruf Akhtar. Accordingly, Bangladesh could score only 195 runs for loss of 9 wickets and the end of 50th over. Captain Chamari Athapaththu captured 4 wickets of 42 runs in an excellent spell of bowling. With this victory, Sri Lanka women's team has advanced to the 6th position in the points table.
Oh, that could be tight. It's not hit well enough. It's a power failure and it's caught.
With that sports update, we'll be wrapping up tonight news. Join us tomorrow at the very same time, and I'm Charita signing off with Situmi. Stay safe and good night.